Welcome everyone to another episode of Planet Nomads. Today we're taking a look at two new additions to the workshop, recent additions from Tanget69, who does such great work in terms of the cosmetic and functionality aspects of it. And these I'm looking at because they kind of fall into what I've been working on recently. The first one is this nice one we're going to look at called the Mobile Mining Unit. Basically, it is what I was talking about doing, a unit you take, drop off, and let it do its thing, then you pick it up later. It has some very nice features to it, and one of the features is the hover pads, which kind of helps to keep it balanced out if you're on uneven terrain, which is something I kind of failed to do. It does have the four mining rigs, which of course, you know, have their own storage, and then it has this very nice little thing here for, instead of doing like I'm doing with the claw system, it of course uses that lifter mechanism, not the magnetic, but the little slotted forklift type mechanism. And what that is because you can see it looks like it would be in the way, it actually has bindings in there. If I get it to let me get in, there we go. It actually has bindings for lifting it and lowering it. So when you're ready to work, you pop a container in, you're good to go. When you're ready to move it, you load it up here, and you see it's got a little stopping point there to get it right in the middle. And even without locking the joint, doing anything like that, I was able to pick it up and carry it, no problems. Did not give me an issue as long as the motor has power. So if you drop power, you might have a problem there. There is a shortcut key for the switch for the hover, which is A. And it doesn't look like they're doing much right now, but I'm assuming that's more so it'll keep it balanced. If something's leaning a bit, we may have to place it on some bad terrain and test it out to make sure. And of course, you have to have a second piece to this, which is the Lifter Mark 1 Heavy. Or, yeah, that's it. Heavy is the last part. You can see it's got two rows of the small air blades, which I was having a problem with recently. On my design, I could not stack them that close. And it actually uses a very clever twist on mechanic. You can see it has two hinges, one on each side. And basically all it is the hinge using the little post right here that was built at a different angle. So there was that necessary separation between the bottom orange color and the top black color air blades. And then once it was done, it was just rotated and flattened out in place, and voila, you have a very closely stacked pair of air blades along each side. Very, very clever trick on that, and I may have to steal that thing. I might have to do that myself on my design just to get everything to sit right, you know. But yeah, that's clever. You got two deuterium generators, so you have plenty of power. None of this is solar powered. Even the mining rig has a deuterium generator, so it's not like self-sustaining, but it is at least very long lasting, and with the right setup, you're producing a lot of deuterium anyway. And we have a little bit of storage here, which is kind of interesting. And it's just really more for that mount point for the lights. In my opinion, it doesn't seem to actually have that, you know, actual storage function, unless you just want to use it for carrying some supplies to build something there. Of course, we don't have any kind of replicator on it, so you're going to be manually building. But if you want to do that, you have some storage space for it. So with the little hook, you know, raised up on the mining rig, it's pretty much the same as what we've done in the past with the same forklift mechanism. You're gonna have to kind of line it up, and once you get it generally lined up, you see I've got a little bit of clearance here. Just go in, set up, and now I just have to increase the lift, which is one of the reasons for having the two rows. And oh boy, that does not work well with a save happening at the same time, and it definitely doesn't work well when my game's lagging. Oh no. It worked so well previously, and now I'm having like major physics issues. Okay, so I got it fixed. Basically, for some reason, after I put like 5 pieces of deuterium in both of these earlier, one of them drained completely. And that was why when turning this off, it was shutting everything off because it was draining too much power from the one deuterium generator. And I didn't have enough lift because I didn't have both sets of blades going. So now I'm actually lifted up high enough and have control. So we're going to do a little quick trip. Now, much like a recent design, we do have supposed to be strafing option, but it really doesn't seem to be strafing all that much. It seems to be just straight turning as opposed to actually moving to the side. Like you see, I'm actually rotating. Yeah, so you see the difference there. If I use the normal movement keys, left, the middle or the lower set, you see those are the ones that... Oh, what's actually rotating me? Just the front and back. And then those... Wow, okay, so there, I think something either is messed up in mine, or Tang, you might have missed a couple, but look, it's got the front and back on when I go left, but when I go right, all of them go. And then if I do strafing, you see one gets crossed there, one at the bottom back is turning with them, and none of the other... Oh wait, the front, yeah, so it's like two of them I think are either bugged or something got crossed somewhere in the design. Basically, this is, you know, the whole procedure. You'd fly it out. It's got a pretty good top speed for flying. We're gonna drop it down. Of course, you want to make sure you still have enough lift that you're not, you know, just laying flat against this, and then you lift off. You're done. And there is the container, or the mining rig. The problem here that doesn't work for me in the way I want to do things is, if you already noticed and didn't notice already, the hook there kind of sits in the way, like I said earlier about, you know, it's in the way of the container there. So unless you're using a small container, you gotta actually lower it just to put the container in, which is kind of the thing I don't like, because that basically means before you can even get a large amount of storage. Now, granted, you will have storage coming from the mining rigs themselves, because they'll be pulling materials, but before you can get a storage container on it, you have to lower that, and then basically if you're using this, you have to go back just to pick up the storage container. So the container I'm using is an older design. It's the AD Mobile Container Mark 1, but you can see it's the same general design we've used in the past. I can't remember if it's the exact same one. It's kind of, you know, he made it and it worked with some older designs, so his newer designs pretty much work around it as well. But it basically is just going to drop and slide into place on the mobile mining rig. And it does have a few pieces that probably could be taken off if you needed to adjust. Again, this is only if you like the little forklift method right here with this. That's not going to work quite as well with the magnetic lift mechanism if you like one of those. And it's definitely not going to work with the mover tool, because there's too many pieces attached to the storage container. It also will be a case that if you wanted to use this in something like the space station design I'm working on, you're going to actually have to accommodate the docking mechanism this will need just to slot it into production. Otherwise, you'll just have it sitting there as a storage container that you go and, you know, take stuff out of as needed. And this is one reason why I kind of moved away from this method of doing things, because it's kind of, you know, very touchy about getting things lined up right. I much prefer just flying in close and then using the mover tool to make the necessary move. But there we go. We have that storage container in. Is it catching on that? Maybe. Yep, that's what it was. All right, so if you have a problem, take out that. Otherwise, you're going to have to get really close, in particular, to getting it to line up. Otherwise, it's working, and that means I should see everything connecting up. Mining rigs are connected, and I'm getting actually supplies from just a plain piece of dirt. So once again, this is the Lifter Mark 1 Heavy, which is used to carry the mobile mining rig. Mark 1, maybe not Mark 1, can't remember. And the AD Mobile Container Mark 1. I remember that's Mark 1. And basically, you have 3 designs. You could use different containers with this. There's other people who've used a similar style after Tang did his. But yeah, basically, that's it. Self-contained, deployable mining rig with swappable storage containers and the vehicle to do all of the transportation of said mining rig and containers. You just then need some docking pad to integrate it into your base in order to tie the storage containers into your production. So that's it. Just a quick episode to look at some great designs that follow the same design idea I'm trying to work on, and very neat little tricks that Tang used, such as the one to get the double stack of small air blades so close. I am probably going to be redoing mine, design that I did recently, trying to make that sort of thing work, or just switch to the large air blades as it was suggested in a comment. But yeah, very cool little designs. Again, I just like the mover tool, so these are not for me, but maybe they're for you. And if you want to check them out, I will have links down in the description below for all 3 designs, so you don't have to go hunting around for the container or whatever. But if you liked the designs or you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. Of course, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about the designs. If you like them, leave a good comment for Tang on one of these Steam Workshop pages for the designs. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.